Why do narcissists treat you different from the next person? Well, this happens for a couple of different reasons. You got to understand that the narcissists, they're very calculated and they know exactly who they wanted to target and why. When it comes to certain people who they don't choose to use their narcissistic traits on, it's because they spare them. They kind of reserve their energy for someone else, or maybe even you. Mind you, they are very calculated to the point where they have to set a false narrative, which includes you, to make you look like you're the crazy one. Of course, they can't do the same thing with everybody because then that'll call them out and expose them for who they are. So they're kind of smart in that way. Not too smart, but they're smart in that way because they're not going to expose who they are to everybody. They just pick those who they think are going to kind of keep it on the low and not going to call them out, you know. So they know who to pick. They know who to pick on. And that does not make anyone weak or less than the ones who they choose not to abuse. It's just mean that they're very calculated. They know what they're doing until they can't do it anymore. Eventually, the narcissist will fall. They will not have the ability to keep going and doing as they've been for so long and hurting, destroying so many people. Eventually, they will fall. They can't bring down everybody. It'll come a point where everyone will see them and they just gonna live that lonely life hiding out and just not being able to show their face again. And that's just how it is. I've seen it happen to people who just ran out of that type of energy. But at the same time, they will take it to the grave. They never change, they only get worse with age. But again, they only treat you different than they do with other people. It's because they need those people. They need those people to kind of help create the false narrative that goes along with their perception of reality.